Did you know that the Virgin of Guadalupe is not only the patroness of Mexico, but also holds the title of Empress of the Americas? This honor stems from her miraculous appearance in 1531 to a humble indigenous man, Juan Diego, which united a fractured society under a shared faith. The tilma bearing her image has withstood centuries without decay, confounding scientists and believers alike. But what keeps this event so rooted in the hearts of millions? Could it be that her story holds a divine message that transcends time and culture? The signs are in the ways that she is emblematic and in the miraculous events that are linked to her. The Virgin of Guadalupe appeared during a time when colonial Mexico was marred by cultural and spiritual division. If you enjoy content that helps you grow spiritually, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join our community for more inspiration. Let's get started. By speaking to Juan Diego in his native Nahuatl language and choosing him as her messenger, she bridged the gap between two worlds, colonizers and the indigenous people, uniting them under the Catholic faith. Her tilma, miraculously imprinted with her image, became a symbol of divine intervention, showcasing a motherly figure who cared for all, regardless of status or heritage. This symbolism continues to inspire faith, as seen in the annual pilgrimage to her basilica on December 12th. Each year, millions walk miles to honor her, seeking solace, healing, or simply offering thanks for her perceived intercession in their lives. Her image, with features that combine both indigenous and European traits, represents a universal mother who transcends cultural barriers. For the faithful, she is a constant reminder of God's closeness and care for humanity. The Virgin's enduring presence is not just about historical or cultural reverence. It also serves as a beacon of hope during times of struggle. Her miraculous preservation and the countless testimonies of healing attributed to her have cemented her place in the hearts of the Mexican people. Each December, the basilica becomes a melting pot of gratitude, devotion, and awe as pilgrims gather to celebrate her feast day, reinforcing a bond of faith that has endured for centuries. This bond was further strengthened when San Juan Diego was canonized by Pope John Paul II in 2002, a recognition of his role in delivering her message of love and unity. The morning light filtered through the stained glass windows of the basilica, casting vibrant hues over the gathering of pilgrims. The air was thick with reverence as the faithful approached the tilma, the sacred cloth bearing the image of the Virgin of Guadalupe. It was December, the eve of her feast day, and the basilica was alive with prayers, hymns, and the aroma of incense. Amid this sacred atmosphere, an extraordinary event unfolded that left thousands of witnesses awestruck. We all face moments when our connection to the divine feels distant and answers seem out of reach. In those times, rediscovering faith and guidance can be life-changing. This is exactly what The Secret of Jesus' Apparitions offers, a path to clarity and peace through his revelations. This ebook goes into his prophecies and offers insight into what lies ahead. It's available for free in the pinned comment. Grab it now before the edition's gone. As the Mass concluded, a soft but radiant glow began to emanate from the Virgin's image. At first, it appeared subtle, like a glimmer of sunlight reflected on the cloth. However, as moments passed, the light grew stronger, drawing the attention of the congregation. Gasps filled the hall as the glow intensified, concentrating around the Virgin's womb. Those present described the phenomenon as otherworldly, a luminous figure taking shape within the sacred image. The figure became clearer, forming the undeniable outline of an embryo. This radiant shape mirrored the position and structure of a child in the womb, a detail that sparked immediate theological reflection. Witnesses stood frozen, some clutching rosaries, others weeping openly, overcome by the profoundness of the vision. The clergy, initially hesitant, urged calm, but joined the congregation in silent prayer, recognizing the significance of what was unfolding before them. Photographs and videos captured the phenomenon, spreading rapidly among the faithful both in the basilica and beyond. On social media, the event sparked discussions that ranged from heartfelt testimonies to debates over its authenticity. However, for those who witnessed it firsthand, the divine nature of the moment was unquestionable. The light, they believed, was a sign, a direct message of hope and divine protection for the sanctity of life. As the glow gradually faded, the atmosphere remained charged with an unspoken unity among the pilgrims. Strangers held hands, shared prayers, and exchanged stories of faith renewed by the miracle. The event became more than just a spectacle. It was a powerful personal experience for each individual, reaffirming their belief in the Virgin's enduring presence and her role as a protector of life. The basilica, silent now except for the murmurs of prayer, stood as a testament to the sacredness of the moment. For the faithful, her image had once again revealed a glimpse of the divine, leaving behind an indelible mark on their spiritual journey. The miracle quickly became a subject of intense discussion among theologians, clergy, and the faithful. While many interpreted the glowing embryo as a sign of divine intercession, the timing of the event could not be ignored. Just days before, the state legislatures of Chiapas and the state of Mexico had passed laws decriminalizing abortion up to 12 weeks of gestation, joining a growing list of Mexican states embracing similar measures. For many, the miraculous display on the Tilma seemed like a direct response from heaven, a call to reaffirm the sanctity of life amidst shifting societal values. This juxtaposition ignited widespread theological reflection. Leaders within the Church issued statements urging the faithful to consider the miracle as a sign of divine guidance during turbulent times. Bishop Ignacio Moreno of Mexico City, a vocal advocate for the protection of unborn children, addressed the congregation in a homily shortly after the event. "The light from the Tilma," he said, "is not merely an image, but a message. It is a reminder of the sacredness of every life, a beacon in defense of the most vulnerable." As the light shone from the Tilma, illuminating the faithful, many felt a renewed sense of purpose and direction. If you're seeking clarity and peace in your own life, don't forget, our free guide is available now. There are only a few copies left. Claim yours in the pinned comment below. As debates intensified, the faithful began organizing vigils across Mexico. In towns and cities, crowds gathered to pray the rosary, many holding candles and images of the Virgin of Guadalupe. Social media amplified their voices, with hashtags like John Light of Life and Guadalupe Miracle trending globally. People from all walks of life shared personal testimonies of how the Virgin had interceded in their lives, linking their stories to the miracle and reinforcing its significance. At the same time, the broader societal context added complexity to the narrative. Advocates for the new abortion laws argued for the importance of individual choice and public health, emphasizing that the reforms were not a rejection of faith, but a response to societal needs. These discussions, often polarized, unfolded in a nation where devotion to the Virgin of Guadalupe transcends religious and cultural boundaries. Meanwhile, theologians delved deeper into the imagery of the glowing embryo. Many noted its alignment with depictions of the Christ child, symbolizing hope and renewal. Others reflected on the timing of the miracle during Advent, a season of anticipation for the birth of Christ. For believers, this connection added layers of meaning, intertwining the event with the liturgical calendar and reinforcing its spiritual significance. The days following the event saw a wave of pilgrimages to the basilica as believers sought to witness the Tilma and reconnect with their faith. Families travelled from remote villages, some walking for hours, carrying offerings of flowers and candles. Among the faithful, a renewed devotion emerged, with many interpreting the miracle as a sign of spiritual revival. Local parishes organised processions, with congregants singing hymns dedicated to the Virgin, their voices echoing through the streets in a harmonious display of collective faith. Artists and scholars also turned their attention to the miracle, analysing its intricate symbolism. The light forming an embryo within the Virgin's womb resonated in the context of her identity as the Mother of Christ. Art historians noted the parallels between this phenomenon and classical depictions of the Virgin, often portrayed as pregnant with Jesus, a source of light for humanity. This connection, they argued, emphasized her role as a protector and nurturer of life, reaffirming her status as a universal mother. At the same time, the theological implications prompted a broader discussion within the Church. Clerics and lay theologians convened in forums to explore the miracle's meaning. The Archbishop of Guadalajara hosted a conference titled The Living Signs of Guadalupe, bringing together religious scholars to reflect on the Virgin's enduring relevance in contemporary society. The consensus among speakers was clear. The miracle served as a call to embrace compassion, protect life, and resist the erosion of spiritual values in modern culture. Meanwhile, the faithful who had been present during the event shared personal accounts of how the miracle had impacted their lives. A young woman named Isabel, who had been struggling with doubts about her faith, recounted how seeing the light in the Tilma restored her belief in divine intervention. "It was as if the Virgin herself was telling me to trust, to hold on to hope," she said tearfully in a televised interview. Her story echoed countless others, creating a path of faith renewed through shared experience. The secular world also took notice. Media outlets, both national and international, aired documentaries and specials examining the event. While some approached the topic with skepticism, others presented it as an opportunity to explore the enduring influence of religious symbols in shaping cultural identity. The basilica, already a focal point of faith for millions, became a symbol of unity and resilience, drawing people of different backgrounds to witness the Tilma's silent but powerful message. Moments like these remind us of the power of faith and divine guidance. A special gift awaits you, a free ebook to inspire and uplift. The accounts of the miracle had an undeniable ripple effect across communities far beyond Mexico. In cities where devotion to the Virgin of Guadalupe had long been a cornerstone of faith, her image suddenly took on a revitalized significance. Prayer groups that had been dwindling in numbers saw an influx of participants, many inspired by the extraordinary phenomenon. Small chapels adorned their altars with replicas of the Tilma, surrounded by candles and floral arrangements, as if to echo the light that had emanated from the sacred image. In Monterrey, a local craftsman named Rafael, known for his intricate woodwork, created a sculpture of the glowing embryo as described by witnesses. His creation, a combination of light and shadow, was displayed in a nearby parish and quickly became a site of pilgrimage in its own right. Visitors described feeling an overwhelming sense of peace as they stood before the artwork, which seemed to encapsulate both the miracle's mystery and its profound emotional resonance. Meanwhile, religious educators began incorporating the event into their teachings. Catechism classes across the country turned their focus to the Virgin of Guadalupe, framing the miracle as a lesson in faith and perseverance. Children reenacted the story of the Tilma during processions, their small hands holding lanterns symbolizing the divine light. parents, many of whom had witnessed the event, shared their personal experiences, creating an intergenerational dialogue about the enduring presence of the Virgin in their lives. The event also inspired charitable actions. A Catholic organization in Puebla initiated a campaign titled The Light of Life, aimed at supporting expectant mothers in vulnerable situations. The campaign drew inspiration from the glowing embryo seen in the tilma, using it as a symbol of hope and the value of life. Donations poured in, enabling the construction of shelters, provision of medical care, and support for families in need. Testimonials from women who benefited from the campaign linked their renewed sense of hope directly to the miracle. Elsewhere, the clergy continued to address the implications of the event. During a homily in Guadalajara, a prominent bishop emphasized how the Virgin's presence serves as a reminder of God's unwavering love. His words echoed through a packed cathedral, reinforcing the spiritual significance of the moment for those seeking solace in uncertain times. During the weeks that followed the event, stories of personal transformation began to emerge, illustrating the impact of the miracle on individual lives. One such account came from Mariana, a young journalist who had attended the Mass at the Basilica purely out of professional obligation. She had long struggled with her faith, dismissing religious devotion as outdated tradition. However, witnessing the glowing light from the tilma left her unable to explain what she had seen. Overwhelmed, she felt compelled to revisit the teachings she had once disregarded, embarking on a spiritual journey that eventually led her back to her faith. Similar stories poured in from across the country. A small business owner in Querétaro, inspired by the miracle, decided to dedicate a portion of his profits to sponsoring catechism classes for underprivileged children. In Veracruz, a group of women organized a campaign to provide handmade rosaries to those who had lost loved ones, citing the Virgin's maternal compassion as their motivation. These individual acts of faith collectively reflected the miracle's ability to inspire change and a renewed sense of community. The miracle touched countless lives, offering hope in uncertain times. If you feel the need for that same hope and guidance, our free ebook is here for you. Only a few copies remain. Don't miss your chance. As the event gained attention internationally, religious leaders from other countries expressed solidarity with the Mexican faithful. The Archbishop of Manila delivered a heartfelt message during a televised Mass, drawing parallels between the Virgin of Guadalupe and similar apparitions that had strengthened devotion in his own country. In Rome, Pope Francis mentioned the miracle during his Angelus address, referring to it as a reminder of the Virgin's constant intercession and her call for humanity to embrace the sanctity of life. If this message makes you think, and you feel it connects with you, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Also, if you really want to support our work and help us keep creating valuable content, consider giving us a super thanks. Join this amazing community and don't miss any news. At the same time, religious scholars sought to understand the significance of the miracle. Many pointed out that the glowing embryo symbolized not only the sanctity of physical life, but also spiritual rebirth. They urged believers to reflect on how this message applied to their personal journeys, seeing the event as an invitation to recommit to their faith. In their writings and lectures, they emphasized that the Virgin's message was universal, transcending geographical and cultural boundaries. This spiritual renewal extended beyond the church's walls. Artists, musicians, and writers found inspiration in the miracle, creating works that reflected its themes of hope and divine love. A composer in Oaxaca wrote a hymn dedicated to the Virgin, its lyrics echoing the light and life that emerged from the tilma. The hymn quickly spread, becoming a favorite at masses and gatherings, further embedding the miracle into the collective consciousness of the faithful.